Hello everybody and welcome to my channel where we play chess every day, and yesterday we managed to hit 20 followers. And what the hell is this weird ass pawn push? So here I feel like I kind of want to fianchetto my bishop. Or I can also push this pawn twice and maybe bring out my queen early. So okay, so this somehow transferred into Caro-Kann advanced variation, which is kind of funny. I definitely had a better move there than just to push this twice. Maybe I should have bring out my queen, or maybe just pushed my knight, because he couldn't have done anything about that. I can develop my bishop, but I can also take. Yes, let me take, because I'm kind of scared of this move. Because then my opponent can kind of solidify there, and after he castles, he can also open up my king. And that would be kind of annoying. This and this is fine. I feel like this is better. Okay, I'm back because I had to go for a moment and my opponent pushed this pawn, which I genuinely don't think it's a good move. I'm going to develop my knight as well as protect this pawn. I could take. I feel like I have to develop my bishop here. There's no other way, and now I'm looking at something like taking here, because then he has to capture me. Or develop his knight. He develops his knight now. So let's take. And he takes back with the bishop. Well, that does kind of make sense. To be honest. Now nobody really wants to take, because then the other side will take back with their rook and control this d-file. So my opponent probably shouldn't have done that. And this pawn is hanging. Like a red arrow. So this, I feel like it's already terrible, because you have to bring your knight back. And I am going to take. And then I'm going to capture this pawn and be just up a clean pawn. As well as I'm going to castle on the next move. Maybe I can also jump in like this. And then try to cut my opponent away from castling. Interesting, so I feel like this check is the best option. Because now, if he blocks with the knight, no, I guess now I cannot jump in like this. But I can definitely attack the knight, since it's pinned to the king, and now I'm attacking it twice, and the only way to defend it Well, technically it's defended now, but after everything is exchanged, your king is in the middle. I am nicely tucked away on the left side. And I'm going to win this game because I'm also up a pawn. Let's give this check. And okay, so now I do want to trade. In this position I feel like I want to simplify it into a king rook endgame. So let's go for something like this, but if he wouldn't accept it, I guess I was also looking at something like this to win his rook. Kind of threaten this passive rook. But I don't know. Let's attack this pawn and then I have some possible checks. Okay, so check here or here or there. I guess his king runs. But then I'm winning a pawn, right? Or I can win this knight in one move. What am I overcomplicating? I can't believe it took me so long to find this move, but now I just want his knight. I'm looking at some ways to not blunder this checkmate. So let's move this pawn up. Huh. Okay, let's go here. I'm looking at some ways to simplify the position. Even sacrifice both of those pieces for one rook. To then get a very simple and even simpler endgame. But this should be straightforward. From this point on, just give checks, to be honest. I could also try and force him to trade. Somehow. Okay, I feel like he would trade. Alright, and now there's some tricky stuff. He doesn't fall for it. But this is kind of annoying. No? I only have one move. But now you cannot continue this attack and I will take this. I will take everything. I don't even care about those pawns. Technically I should have taken here because after he captures then I would have recaptured this pawn. From there. Like takes, then takes and then takes. Like from this side. But it doesn't really matter. Now what do? I get rid of this pawn because it's kind of annoying. His king cannot move. Let's push this pawn and open up this. Even though I'm hanging this pawn, I'm technically not. Because then I take here. And I've got two post pawns. Ready to go here, you cannot take because then you have to trade. And even though you take or you hang your rook, but even then I simply would have promoted this pawn. and won the game. So my opponent resigns, and this was a very smooth game. And also your daily chess video, and I will see you tomorrow.